Let's get ready for caffeine and collabing. Hello, sweet Doc Martin friends, and welcome back to today's caffeine and collabing video. By the way, this is a poppy, as you saw in the initial clip, and a packet of cherry Alani Nu, which, by the way, flavor 10 out of 10 for Alani Nu. Found those packets at Target. So good. Today, we're going to be talking about maximalism. I just have this burning desire, okay? This burning desire to touch on why maximalism is not the end of the world. And I do feel like maximalism, from many different perspectives, can really encompass many different things. In the world of fashion, generally, maximalism is something that either means you have a very large wardrobe, or when you dress, you just accessorize colors, pops of color. You do the most even when there's maybe not a lot to do. You still find a way to do the most. And maximalism has always just resonated with me. I know there are people on the internet who are so much more creative than me, and they blow it out of the water with their outfits and their style. But I think I fall on probably more of the mid to higher range of maximalism. Especially, I like having options. I like having my own boutique to shop, I guess you like to say. That's kind of my running joke. I do have my own store at this point. I've definitely acquired quite the collection. This is my life, as you can see. As you can see, I have options. We have options, my friends. There's always options. 5 reasons why maximalism can actually be a good thing. The first thing I want to touch on is some of us enjoy options. As I just mentioned in the last clip, some of us just enjoy having options, okay? Some of us like variety in life, the zest of variety. What can I say? Maximalism is something that's almost a given, because if you want options, if you like to switch up your style, maybe dabble in other areas consistently, or layer jewelry, or maybe you just like layering your clothes a lot. I know I love to layer jewelry. I'm not layering today, but I also have 3 ear piercings. I can't imagine someone who has more than that. If I had more, I would be buying more earrings. But essentially, you know, all those things play into liking to have variety. Variety is going to come with having options. Let's be honest. The best thing is to just accept that you like options, and acquire those options. Acquire those options, my friends. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with maximalism. I think I get a little uptight, and like part of the reason why I'm covering this topic is because I feel like maximalism is constantly put down. I don't see it as much as I did like a year ago, but just the idea of having a large wardrobe, overconsumption, and just having too many options causing anxiety. And to a degree, I feel like if you're not organized and you're just flying off the handle, hi, that was me, and just buying things without any type of, I don't know, purpose, then yes, I feel like maximalism is probably toxic. But if you're just somebody who enjoys options, I like that word. Can you tell? I love that word. But if you're someone who just likes options, okay, just enjoy it. If what you like is to thrift and to buy clothes, and you want to be a little bit more maximalist and you want to have a larger wardrobe, don't feel guilty about it. Part of the reason why I started on YouTube in fashion is because I didn't want to be ashamed of liking having a lot of clothes. And I know that almost sounds silly, but I came on here and I was like, let people think I'm a shopaholic. Okay, to be fair, I definitely think I was a shopaholic, but there were like other underlying issues there. We're not going to get into that today. But, you know, I was like, let people think that I have too much. Let people, you know, make fun of me or judge me. I was like, I'm here because I love fashion, and I want to try to hone this skill for myself and really create a style and a purpose where I can actually help other people and inspire them too. And I think I'm getting there slowly but surely. Always, you guys can leave comments down below with tips, tricks, stuff you want to see me do. I'm always very open. Let's get into number 2. Is it improving your quality of life? Is having a larger wardrobe, layering your jewelry? Is it making you feel more confident when you step out the door? Do you feel excited to get dressed in the morning? Are you happy when you thrift a new piece and it's just the piece of your dreams and you're adding it to your collection and it just feels fulfilling for you? Perspective and purpose, I think, are two words that tie in really well here. If maximalism is what works for you, then do it. Don't let people judge or tell you otherwise. And again, I'm not shedding a negative light on minimalism, guys. I know people who are more minimal and I respect them. And oftentimes I envy them because my brain can't even wrap my head around how people like that just don't admire, I don't know, certain things. Everyone has their vice, right? But maybe it's being a woman. Women just tend to need more, you know, beauty products, clothing, hair products. We just have more options in general. So maybe being a woman ties into that. A lot of the minimalists that I've known personally, like truly minimal, have been men. And I just think there's some sort of correlation there, if I'm being honest, but y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, back to the quality of life piece. If it's making you happier, just do it. Just indulge, especially if you have the allowance to, or you can afford to, or, you know, even if you like thrifting and you want to have a variety of nifty pieces, do it. Be a maximalist. I'm not ashamed. As you look at my back wall, I always point to this for all of my all of my reasoning. Okay, I have plenty of variety here. Okay, but yes, if it improves your quality of life, I say 10 out of 10. Don't question it. Just do you, boo-boo. Now, there is a third piece I want to touch on here. Number 3, if it's starting to cause you anxiety, aka you don't feel organized and you feel out of control, I would definitely say to start to minimalize. I actually had to do this quite a bit, and I know you're all probably thinking, what the hell did you minimalize? Well, you guys would be surprised at the amount of clothes that I have sold over the past 2 years. Bags and bags and bags and bags of clothes, and I have not even been purchasing a quarter back of what I've gotten rid of. And truthfully, I was just in a dark place, guys. I was in a dark place. Okay, and you know, we got out. We're on the other side, I think, for the most part. Still got a little ways to go, and mentally we're healthier and we love our options. I'm not against getting rid of more clothes. As a matter of fact, I'm still doing that. However, I do pick up pieces on Depop here and there. I go thrifting about once every 2 weeks-ish, sometimes once a month. And I do end up picking up a few pieces to add to my wardrobe. But in turn, generally, I'm usually getting rid of 3 to 5 additional pieces whenever I pick something up. If it's causing you anxiety and you feel like you have too many options, it is probably best for you to start to dial down and think more about becoming more minimal. Because I feel like, again, depending on our nervous systems, depending on what we're dealing with, having a lot can be too much stimulation. But again, for me, I love having all of these options. I kind of have been a girl who's always loved having options. Whether that's a positive or a negative, I can let you all decide on that one. But yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with having my choice of Doc Martens to choose from every day I get dressed. I find it exciting. I find it exhilarating. Sometimes I do kind of wish that I had more opportunity to dress more often now, because my job mostly is activewear. Whereas before, my jobs, I would have to get dressed up for every day. So I would be able to wear more of the pieces that I have, but it's okay. It's all right. We will be back in a place eventually where we can style a lot. And as long as there's no babies or body changes, we will have plenty of options. And if not, we sell. The world is always looking for cool clothes, secondhand clothes. I love that about the secondhand community. We're all on the same page. Okay. So, you know, it doesn't stress me out because I know that there's always options and I can always make money back from what I've spent. I don't know. So it doesn't stress me out. But no, truthfully, guys, truthfully, do what makes you happy. I mean, at the end of the day, that's really what it comes down to, right? Just like minimalism, okay? Maximalism is not a one-size-fits-all box, okay? Maximalism is going to look different for every single person, just like minimalism. Some people have no furniture and they just sit in a room, and that's minimalism, and they live out of a backpack. Some people find minimalism to be more of a style, so they only have 10 to 15, maybe 30 articles of clothing they sift through, and they just like neutral tones. You know, some people budget and acquire minimally. So Maximalism is very similar. And again, I touched on this briefly in the beginning of the video. Maximalism can be just in your style. You love to layer and maximize pieces and colors. It can be having a very large wardrobe. It can be maximalizing on layers. You know, I don't know. There's no one size fits all box. But again, I'm doing this video because it's the idea that they're always pitted against each other. Like one side is better than the other, I feel like. And they're both positive, I feel like, in their own light. Both can be so fun and tailored to what makes you your healthiest and happiest. And I just think that we should open our minds a little bit if we haven't, if we aren't. If you are a maximalist and you have been made fun of or put down or told you're too much or you're doing too much, whatever, even if you're a minimalist and you're told that you don't know how to live life maybe and you're not exciting enough, whatever, I don't know, there's definitely two sides to that coin. We all kind of just need to push it out of our minds and again, do what makes us happy. And I know this has been circulating, I think, a lot, or this idea of just doing what's best for you. But at the end of the day, guys, I mean, that's the reality of it. You have to do what makes you feel your happiest, regardless of what other people think. And I get comments on my videos all the time about how ridiculous it is, my shoe collection. And I'm just like, and maybe it is ridiculous, you know, maybe touche, maybe I see your point of view, but it makes me happy. So even if you think it's ridiculous, you know, I'm living the dream over here, bro. So I don't know what you're doing, but I'm living the dream. So I don't know, guys. And minimalism too. Like I can only imagine the hate that minimalists get. Let's align. Let's just be bros and let's help each other, okay? From maximalists to fellow minimalists, let's all just help each other, okay? Everybody's different. Everyone has different things that make them happy, joyous, excited, okay? And again, I believe that every single person has a vice, whether they make it known or not. I'm sorry, every single person has a vice. This is the human earth world, okay? We all find ways to escape things or to feel a sense of dopamine. Like it's just human nature. So I remind myself of that every time I'm concerned that I am doing too much. And I need y'all to do the same. I need y'all to do the same. And I've come across people in the fashion world who are just so out of the water, okay? And they have huge followings and like, I respect them so much because to step out of your shell and really come into your own like that and be fearless, that is not easy. That is so hard. It's even hard to come on here and do what I do. And I feel like I haven't even stepped halfway into being fully authentic in what I do. So it's mind blowing to me, but mad respect to the people who just aren't afraid, you know, completely and utterly 150% fearless in being who they are and who they want to be. And that in itself resonating with other people. I don't know, just really cool. Okay, I'm rambling. Let's get on to the very last topic. Maximalists are not the devil. And minimalists are not to be idealized. Do what is best for you. And I came across a reel the other day where this guy was talking about, you know, I spend my money on dumb things and, you know, I make some dumb decisions, but, you know, this is one life and and you only get one life and we're all going to die. We're not going to make it out alive. And I was like, you know what? I wish I could tag who said that because I did not follow him, but it was just a real moment. And I've kind of always lived life like that personally. And I think to a large degree, it is good to live life like that. But I also think you need to have a plan on the back burner. Like in your mind, you should be scheming and plotting and planning your life and your goals to a degree. But I also think that you need to enjoy it. You know, I don't think I could ever put myself in a box where I was so tight and so rigid. And I'm trying to get more disciplined, guys. Ooh, discipline is a big thing. I feel like discipline and rigidity are not necessarily synonymous, just to put that into perspective as I continue to ramble. But putting yourself in a box where you just don't enjoy anything and you're constantly disciplining yourself and you're constantly putting yourself down, you're constantly telling yourself you can't have this, you shouldn't have this, that's where scarcity mindset comes in, and you're never going to manifest abundance for yourself. I have never done anything so reckless as I have done this past year, where I made the jump, I moved out, I'm living on my own, I'm doing my own thing, I'm attempting to run my own businesses, and I just keep reminding myself I'm in abundance. And you know, the universe does the most. I'm just going to say that the universe does the most. I am truthfully in abundance. I have more than what I need, and I'm just making sure I stay focused on the controllables. So in the grand scheme of things, guys, minimalism and maximalism are this small of a pin. And if you're getting put down on either end of the spectrum, but you're doing what makes you happy, you need to ignore it. You know, you just need to keep doing you. And if people say you're too much, not enough, sink or swim, brother. All right. That's all I have for you guys today. I feel like this was a little bit more of a rambly video, but I had a lot of fun doing it. I haven't done one of these in a while. Sorry, it's not an aesthetic coffee today, but it is a very delicious skull cubed energy drink. As always, thank you guys for hanging out with me. We need to spice it up on this channel a little bit. We need to level it up. We need to spice it up. So guys, comment down below ideas maybe that you want to see for next video. And you can check out my Instagram. I'll also link that below. I post fashion reels, tips, etc. And yeah, thank you guys for being here. I will talk to you in the next video on Friday nights. Love you guys so much. Thank you for hanging out. Bye.